Another way, I'm actually gonna rock him forward to my head while I drive my knee under him as far as I can. And then as I come up, I'm exploding with my lift. Okay, and I'm stepping up, which is the one I always favored. All right. And then from there, same thing. We step up. Our throw isn't here. Okay. I'm taking him to his head. I'm already tired. All right, so we're in here. Okay. If my foot's back here, it's gonna make it hard for me to rotate up onto that. Okay, so I'll get your foot tucked in under here as much as you can, and then you're gonna rotate up on that to there. Okay, that was much better than the first time I did it. Practice, right? All right, so try to get that foot tucked in there. Knees more down by the hip. Okay, down right by your lock. And then as you rotate, it looks like this. So we're here. And then as we rotate, we're just rotating up on that foot to there. All right? Questions? Let's do it. 1, 2. Go to my butterfly lock. It's going to be a little too tight. All right, so I stand up from here. Okay, same throw technique. Okay, I arch. And as I arch, I'm pulling my elbow to the side. Okay, so I'm taking my elbow from this side to this side. All right, as I do my arch. Right there. Okay? Any questions on that? No? Okay, this is your reverse lift, and I don't know what you want to call it for coming up, but it's a rotation off of that toe. Okay, he's fighting in a little bit, drives up on his head, gets that toe set. Just a nice rotation there, you see it. Turns about 45 degrees, and he's up on his feet, okay? Do it one more time. Do it facing me this time, so you're on that side. There you go. Okay, same thing, he's fighting into him. Bottom guy, you gotta be a good partner, give him a little look. Driving up, there's the rotate, good, and he's up, okay? With all these throws, guys, backward pedaling is gonna be your friend, just like every other throw I've shown you, all right? All right, let's move on. You guys can work on that some more. Not reverse lift position anymore. So from there, you guys just got to kind of develop what you've got. Okay, like I said, you can jump sides, faking him out. Bottom guy is giving a good look, transitioning. He's fighting both ways. Okay, freestyle, you might not necessarily be able to do that. You reach up and grab a foot or whatever. So we're going to move on to straight lifts. All right. So with a straight lift, same thing. Okay, parterre start, come up. Parterre start, I come down, great, whistle blows. If I can get under there, good. If not, that's okay too. All right, doing the same thing. I'm pulling him up onto a knee, okay, as hard as I can. I grip him up, and I shut that arm underneath, okay? Once I'm in here, that or I can work to a gut wrench. Maybe he's moving forward and my gut slides down, okay? Either one of those is a fine way to get in, all right? I'm getting my lock in the center, okay, as much as I can on this one, and I'm putting my head into his low back, all right? So I'm right here up on my feet, okay? Now for this first one, all right, I'm gonna take a knee on my comfortable side, and I'm gonna get this foot up as high as I can, okay? I'm just doing a nice jerk from here, all right? And for me, it's the other way around. So with this knee, I'm straddling that leg, keeping it pinned down, and I'm getting this foot up here, okay? Same kind of rotation on my toe, guys. I'm rotating to here. Okay, my foot's still in between his legs, just rotating up, all right? As I do this jerk, foot's in nice and close to his body. I rotate and I jerk to here. I re-cinch my lock so that I'm elbow deep, as always, okay? My next move is a step out. I step out, and now I'm backpedaling, okay, for my throw. Same thing, guys. Taking my elbow, across my body, right there, all right? Landed him flat, that's fine. You're still getting your points out of it. In fact, that's really, with that throw, that's the way he's gonna land, and then you pick him up and throw it again. Unless you take it straight over the top, belly to back, which you can do, come up, I don't really feel like lifting you 15 times, okay? If I'm here, and he stands up, and we get to here, okay? Now is when you're gonna go straight over the top, all right? As long as he stays in that.
Can we see that?
Yeah, you can. Can they see that? No. No, sorry. All right.
Get the pad. Get the pad.
No.
Joe's got Pino.
Yeah, get it there. Yeah, I got this. Where are we going?
It'll be okay. All right.
You're a big boy.
Be over. If he gets hurt, you guys' fault. All right, so we're deep. Okay. He stands up. Okay, I want to switch my lock to here. I'm under his rib cage. I'm backpedaling.
Yeah.
There. All right. I got my lock dug in. I'm right here. Okay. I'm going to do a swing step. Same thing. This side, knees outside, toes inside. And I'm rotating up on this foot to there. Okay. So I got my lock. All right, big step. This one comes back and I bounce off of it. Okay? To here. All right, it's nice and quick. And it's just to the other side. Okay, you can do that either way. If I'm here, okay, got my lock. Nice quick bounce. To there. Re-cinch every time so that I'm nice and deep here on the elbow. Try it both ways, guys. You might find the way you thought you were comfortable with isn't actually the better way for you. All right? Questions on that one? Really flexible or double jointed. You could get in here with a different lock, okay? Gable grip or whatever. But for us unflexible guys, you need as much arm as you can to get away from him. There's your step. There's that toe rotation. Okay, you want to get this foot as deep into his armpit as you can get it. All right? And come up. One last thing I will say, go down. If you don't get that initial jerk, that's okay. You can sit on it, face the other way, better the other side. If you don't get that initial step, you don't have to rush it, okay? You don't have to. It just makes the lift a little bit easier right off the go. So I do that, and maybe he jerks forward, and I didn't quite get him up. Okay? I'm still in a good spot. I'm right where I was for the first one. Stay here. Part of this is leaning back. I lean back and I bring him up. Okay? Right there. My butt's low. I'm in a good position. Again, I only said it one time. I'll say it again. Step out and we throw. All right? Step out, we throw. Your elbow leads the way. All right? If you want to go straight over the top, your elbow's got to go straight over the top. I got my toes inside, my knees outside. Okay, I'm heavy top. Okay, I got a shoulder or a head, whatever the case. All right, but I get to a high gut right here. Okay, here, doesn't matter. For this, I'm going to be here because I want to do a lift. Okay, so from here, head in. Okay, I want to get his head down into the mat. So I'm really driving forward on the back of his neck, back of his head. I get to here with my feet. Okay, as I take these steps up, I want them to be big. I want to get as high as I can, so I'm almost in that like baby stand-up position. Okay, so I'm here. I'm using the back of my hand and my palm on this one to support myself. Okay, and the back of his head. Obviously, it doesn't feel good to him, but I'm holding myself up here and I'm squeezing my elbows in to get my arms as straight as possible. Okay, I'm driving up. So when I take these steps, I get to here. Okay, and then as I lean back, I'm in a nice squat. A seated squat position, okay? To bring him up, right here. This is all the further I need him. Okay, once I'm here, I step out, I go, and that's it, okay? Looks easy enough, right? Keep him tight to your chest. Come back, do it one more time. All right? I gotta get to that nice seated squat position, okay? If you want to re-grip, you can, okay? On the jerk, okay, as with all the other lifts. As I come up, I get his head down, step, I go to lift, re-grip if you want it. As I take a big step out, I'm bringing him over. Right there, all right? Okay, I always like the high gut wrench too because it's easy to stay centered on a guy and him to not know which way you're going. You don't have to, a lot of guys will have to switch their lock depending on what side they're going to. I don't know why. They just get in the habit of having their lock a certain way for a certain side. So with the high gut wrench, you don't have to do that either. But we'll get right into it. So once I've dug in, okay, like anything else, when I'm digging in for a lock, I'm going to use my knife edge. And I'm gonna go in hard and try to get a hook in here somewhere. Even if I can't get all the way to that armpit, say I get to here, that's all right, that's enough. So I got this hand planted. I'm gonna come out here, step up, whatever. If it's freestyle, maybe don't step up so much. And I'm gonna lift him up over that arm, and I'm driving my knee. So this knee drive is what helps move him over. I'm not just manhandling with my arm, I'm not just doing this, okay? I'm driving that knee in, and I'm sliding that knee all the way to my hand. Okay, so that's what's getting my hand through there, all right? And then once I get my lock, I'm up here with my lock, and now we're right here. So this is probably the only gut that I don't go into a butterfly lock for, okay? I'll go into like a gable grip, because I need a little bit more arm space for me. And I'm straddling his legs, as always, both sides, knees inside, or knees outside, toes inside, okay? And I got my head right in the middle of his back, okay, right here. And I want to drive his head down into the mat and on top of my lock. So my lock's pushing up on his chin while my head's pushing his face down into the mat, okay? I'll try to be nice, but over here. So then when I come up, all right, I'm coming all the way up onto my feet, right here. And right now I'm supporting a lot of my weight with my hands, but normally in a match I wouldn't be. All of my weight is coming down onto my forehead, driving him into the mat with everything I have. And that's not to be mean, but to prevent him from moving, because I'm no longer trapping these legs. So I just want to smash him into the mat as much as I can. All right, when I go, almost every high gut that I do is somewhat of a lift, okay? I look up, I pull up, and then my goal is to tuck this leg under as far as I can, just like that, okay? But I want to get him just high enough that I don't have to worry about this arm defending me, all right? And as I come up, I'm pulling him up hard and into my chest, and just making that lock as tight as I can as I go, okay? Again, this is one of those guts, you don't need to go all the way through with it. If you do, great, make sure you try to bridge. It's a little harder to bridge on a high gut, so it might just be a tilt for you. I did a tilt with it a lot, and it always worked well. Okay, so we're going here, we're coming up. Once we get up here, we can step out. Okay, I also like this because I can fake to my sides and get him reacting a little bit, and then when I go, I'm looking up, I'm pulling up, I'm throwing that knee under. Right there, okay? And it's got to go fast. It's hard for me to show it in slow motion just because of the explosiveness that you have to have, okay? If I'm up, I get free outside, I'm moving back and forth a little bit, and when I go, I'm here, and then as I'm coming up, I haven't dropped my knee yet, but I pull him up to here, then I throw my knee from that standing position to underneath of him, and I fall to here, get my points, and come back, okay? Any questions on that? Pretty easy, guys. Like, it's pretty straightforward. If you don't hit your back step, that's fine, okay? If you're back here and I'm pulling on this arm, guys, right here. Okay, I'm really pulling this arm in to really get a lot into his face. Okay, and as I let that slide off, see where it puts my arm? Right where I need it to be. Okay, so he's holding on to that underhook. I'm pulling his face away. Right there. And I just want to, as I show you guys in most of those headlocks, you're just throwing that punch. So you're hitting him as hard as you can in the side of the face with your bicep as you pull down with this arm. This is, you're not letting that go, okay? So I'm here, I got my inside foot, slides off, okay? Pulling this in tight, right there. All right, as I come down, be prepared. I was always prepared to post, okay? So I never went to like this position until I was really set up. All right, I'm still over the arm, and this arm's free. If he tries to roll me through, go ahead to reach back and post. Okay, so I get posted, I get settled in, my hips are away. Now I'm going into my actual headlock. Okay, hips down. Okay, two different ways that I like to do it. Anytime I throw a headlock, I'll turn this hip down to prevent the leg from coming over and hooking me. Another way that's pretty effective, get on your heels and roll yourself away so that your butt's way out. Okay, if we're up in here like this, and my butt's right next to him and I'm almost parallel to him, then that's when you get that roll through, okay? So get perpendicular and get your butt outside, and that's gonna prevent that. If he starts to try to come around, then I just circle with him, okay? And I can keep that leg away. But if you go hip down, okay, you take this arm, cover his face, right there, okay? Lock it up. Be prepared. Always had success with it, okay? And it didn't really matter for me which side I stepped into. I'm just always throwing to the trap arm side, okay? Pretty common knowledge. We throw to the trap arm 9 times out of 10, okay? So as I hit my body lock, this is a sag body lock. So as I hit my body lock, I'm stepping in deep here, okay? And I'm taking my lock like I'm gonna do I'm doing a nice high dive, boom, right there. Okay, my hips are in tight, okay? And I'm keeping this space minimal. Okay, so I want to keep my hips as tight to his hips as I can. And all I'm gonna do is start falling backwards. And I'm driving my feet, so I want to travel as far across the mat as I can. Babcock's quite a bit lighter than me, so we're gonna see how far he can hold me up for. Your only job right now is to hold me up and not get thrown. All right, so you keep moving your feet. Okay, I want to keep my hips tight so he can't step out. If he steps out with this leg, then he's going to put me right on my back, okay? If I keep my hips tight, then it'll keep that from happening. All right, so I take my big step and I lock here, and is that you? No, that wasn't me. And I take, jeez Louise, and as soon as I change my angle to here, I'm driving with my feet down, and I throw them through, okay? Got it? Too easy, right?
Is that exactly like that? Or
Just like that. That's how it looks. The guy's like this, right? And then you throw it, okay? That was over my body because I stepped in, okay? Here's the other side. All right, if I'm stepping with my other, say he switches lead legs, okay? So now I have it open this way. Makes it a little harder to throw this way, so I'm going to throw the other way. So I step in here. My hips are tight. He holds me up. Okay, down, throw to the trap arm, okay? Okay, so as I step in, all right, I step into here. This is the key, okay? I'm staying hips tight. I don't want this foot to step out. If he steps that out, go ahead. If I'm here, he steps out, and now I'm pinned, all right? So if you give him that 6 inches to step out, he's going to. If I'm tight, I want you to step out this time, up. All right? If you keep him tight, he's not going to be able to get that leg out. And it just goes nice, okay? Give it a few tries. It's going to be awkward. I showed this to you guys last year again. For some of you guys that have seen it before, it might come a little easier this year. All right? Any questions?
The first time, did you step in with your right foot or left foot?
First time I stepped in with my right foot, so it all depends on the guy I'm wrestling. If he's leading with his left foot, I'm going to step in with my left foot and throw to my left side. Both times I'm throwing to my left side. If he's leading with this leg, stepping in here, and I'm still throwing to my left side. Now I'm throwing over my body.
So you just step opposite of his lead leg?
Yep. Either way, it's the same move. I'm stepping in, sagging. He's holding me up. My hips are in tight. Okay? What? Yeah. One more time. Slow. Keep your hands tight on me. Okay? If he tries the left leg, I'm stepping in with my left leg here. Okay? I'm going. If we're in this position, obviously, I want him to lead right leg. Okay? I step in with mine, and I throw. If you guys don't get that pop